So I did my masters in mechanical, then 1 year at doing job at Zima as a manufacturing engineer, then got laid off.
Okay.
So basically my background is in production, manufacturing. So back in India, I have 2 years of experience, mostly at shop floor level as a production engineer. Then coming over here as a manufacturing engineer, it was not a shop floor job or shop floor. Like I was not working directly on a shop floor, but it was behind the scene kind of job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you know when? So you are in OPD, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And how? So you said you have 2 months to get a job before whatever the situation.
Yeah.
And when was your last day?
It's today is 18th, so it's like 10th. It's been week.
It's a week. Okay. Okay, so have you thought about what is your plan? What first thing that came to your mind? Like what you want, what you should be doing? Do you give a thought to that?
Uh, First of all, like getting a job as soon as possible is my first priority. But being like a mechanical or production guy, it's not that easy because if a software guy is getting something easily, because a software guy can do work from home, but for an production guy, it's not that easy way.
Okay.
Most of the hiring procedures for production, manufacturing, mechanical have been like kind of shut down.
So my question to you is, do you know what are your options now? What do you think you can be doing? Did you look for the companies, apply for the companies who are making ventilators right now?
Yeah.
Did you get any response from them?
Right now, no.
No. Okay. Is it just because of your visa situation, or it's because
no, I haven't got anything from them yet.
but you have been applying?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about your questions, and then we will take look toward some of your answers also. Okay. So again, looking at your background and your profile, everything, I think you are, to me, you come out a guy who has a lot of experience in manufacturing, quality manufacturing, right? That's what your background is and all that. Okay. So yeah, as you said, first thing that will come to my mind is, so here's the thing. As you know, right now the situation is not that great, right? Because of this virus thing and all. And the most important thing right now that you have to understand is, do you know if your GRE and your TOEFL is still valid or it's expired? TOEFL, I think it got expired, but GRE has a validation of 5 years. So I gave it in 2016. So 16. It's like last year for GRE, but TOEFL it's expired. Yeah, you don't need TOEFL because of masters. Have you had you? So my question to you is, do you want to do PhD, or nothing comes but then you will do PhD? Like you are interested in, or no? That's the other thing.
I mean, yeah, means.
Have you thought about that before?
Yeah. Because after completing my masters, I was having an opportunity to do my PhD, but at that point, considering all the things like age and all, it's
how old are you?
29.
Okay. And are you married or kids? Not yet.
No.
Okay.
No, and was not in that position to like continue the research, and the research was not in my favor. Like I was planning to go in materials, but the project was for US Army.
Okay.
But so it's like in future how it will come out, I don't know. Like they need a security clearance, all that things, and as an international, I will be a third guy standing in a row. So not even second one, third guy. So
Okay.
then I dropped that option and started searching job. I got a job, and then
Okay. So, Nishant, I will tell you a few things. One is you have to get that into mind that it will be considering your status and the time you have. I still think that it should not be that hard for you to find a job. Um, did you like apply at 3M and other companies who are making ventilators? Did you went to their
yeah,
website?
I'm right now listing down them
Okay,
and
but
looking over
did
the
you?
open positions.
Yeah, did you look at the companies who are additive manufacturing companies and they are looking at people who can help them with
Y-
manufacturing?
y- Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
right now they are in the position to develop something for COVID-19 things, like
right, right,
some 3D printed parts for them.
right.
So, yeah,
So you are looking already.
yeah.
Okay. So as I said, that's the best thing that you can do because your background is very unique. I think you have a good amount of manufacturing background, which is very rare in my opinion. So I think
hmm
you should be able to find a job, whether it's a mid-sized company or a big-sized company manufacturing one, unless and until your OPT is gonna play a role.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
that is the problem, I think. So let's talk about what your options to stay in US, and that is your first priority, that you want to stay, or if you get a job you can go back.
See, it's the last option. Like,
Okay,
nothing goes right, then, anyways, like,
okay.
need to go back.
And then that is any case, if nothing happens then you have to
Mm,
go back anyway. So okay,
mm,
so the only option for you to stay here now, or for any person who is in OPT, I think you are maybe the, I think 15th or 20th caller whom I'm talking in last 3-4 weeks who has a OPT and get laid.
mhm,
So, and I think most of the people, what they are planning, or I suggested them, is go back to school.
mm. Yeah,
Right.
the only option, easy option to get into is
I
not
don't.
easy.
I don't think that's an easy option because you don't have time also to apply for PhD now,
Yeah,
right? Because you can't go in August unless somebody is looking for a student, or
student. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So I
Because
don't.
yeah, PhD is also like applying for a job. You need to get selected for the
Right, right,
PhD.
right. But I think many people who have a OPT and are already masters here, are already here. I think they have a preference right now because I have been hearing from few professors also that it's difficult for them to hire people from outside because nobody can come.
Yeah,
So, as he said, so here again coming back to the point, I think the only option. So don't stop applying into all the additive mid-size and a big-size manufacturing companies. Don't stop applying for ventilator companies who are making ventilators and so forth. That's number one. But I think the biggest question right now is, in my opinion, is if you don't get the job in coming months or so, what options do you have? And only option you will have right now is to apply
go
for
back to school.
go back to school. Yes, and I don't think that many people don't do that. I think in the time of crisis, that's what people do most of the time. They go back to school
Yeah,
because there is no job, so they might want to hone their skills. But question is whether you want to do an MBA or PhD. That's totally you have to understand.
yeah. For a guy like me, I prefer PhD or MBA because MBA is different kind of thing. It's
Yeah,
like
again,
totally like looking over my profile. MBA is like different world.
But it does. I used
Yeah,
to,
but it doesn't matter.
I used to think the same way, but I don't think that's the case. Again, coming back to the point, that's your decision to decide because I think the more focus is for an doing an MBA, you need a different kind of patience level versus doing a PhD.
Yeah.
PhD is a long, long term commitment. MBA is just like masters.
Yes.
The good thing is that PhD you will get paid. For MBA you have to give them good amount of money,
Yeah.
and then you never know after that you will have a job or so forth. So that's a just that's a risk that you have to take. But for I think in my opinion what you should do is your plan A would be apply for jobs as much as possible.
Yeah.
Don't leave any company anywhere. I think being a manufacturing background, you are very unique. I still believe that you will be able to find a job
Okay.
unless and until you have a your OPT comes into a picture.
Yeah.
But again, don't target to bigger companies. Look for companies who are mid-size or even a small size and looking for someone who can ramp up the production for ventilators.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
and things like that. And additive manufacturing companies are number one in that case. That's number one. Number two would be I would suggest you make sure to work on plan B and first of all think whether you want to do a PhD or not.
Mm.
Don't jump into because you have a crisis right now.
Yeah.
Because once you join a PhD, then finishing a PhD would be a big pain for you otherwise.
Mm.
So make sure you do your homework and make sure you do think, okay, I think I want to do PhDs, but now since I don't have a choice, I will finish it. That's okay.
Yeah.
And that would, but again, look for um, look for someone who and I can tell you there are many professors, trust me, there are many people who are looking for students right now because
Yeah.
not many people are coming from outside.
Other
Yeah,
outside. Yeah.
outside, yeah. So people who are already here and especially who are finishing their masters and cannot find a job or who are being laid off, they are the right people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So work on your PhD plan. So apply for jobs at the same time apply for PhDs and see if somebody can make you some if you are interested and they said okay you can come in August, then you don't have to worry about your status
Yeah.
because if they can get admission you can probably start there in summer.
Yes.
So that's gonna happen. Your other question was so again MBA PhD that's totally your choice.
Yeah.
But only thing problem with the MBA program would be is the MBA program will start from August and then you have to first give a GMAT or if you can get a waiver. Sometimes they take GRE also, but again depends on which school you go and things like that. There is an online option also, but I'm not sure how does that work. So you figure that out. Online option.
Mm.
Question about how about starting a startup? Again, I'm not sure how your status will allow you to do that. That's number one.
Yeah.
And number two is saying I am going to start a startup doesn't make you to stay here in this country. Do you understand my point? So I'm
Yeah.
not sure if that is the option at all.
Yeah. Means I got like I think if I want to start a startup, I need someone to finance, and also along with the finance, I need a green card to be get applied by somebody so I can stay here. So that was my perspective.
Yeah,
But it's not that straight path.
yeah, but as I said, I think this is coming out of desperation, not that you. It's a valid point. Yeah.
Means
Yeah.
like
So I don't think you
yeah.
should consider that. I think, as I said, in my opinion, right now you only have two options. One is being a
Apply
manufacturing
job.
person, apply for manufacturing jobs. I'm pretty sure there are out there. You may be able to find it near you where you
Mm.
are if that area is good